Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a detailed comparison of 4 very popular sleeping pads to help you choose the best one for your adventures. Whether you're car camping, backpacking, braving colder nights, we've got you covered. Let's get started. This is the Trekology UL80. This is a basic pad. It retails at about 30 to 40 pounds. It weighs about 560 grams and it's got an R value of about 1.6. This pad contains no internal insulation. Next up, we've got the OneTigris Obsidian. This retails at about 80 pounds. It has an R value of 5.2 and it weighs 560 grams. Next, we've got the Amok Fjöl XL. I have the XL version. It also comes in a standard version. The XL version retails at 140 euros. The standard size retails at 120 euros. It has an R value of 4.1 and it weighs in at an astonishing 1 kilogram and 65 grams. Last but not least, we have the most expensive pad, the Therm-a-Rest NeoAir Topo Luxe. This has an R value of 3.7. It costs about £180 in the UK and it weighs in at 650 grams. Okay, let's get all of these pads set up. I'm going to inflate them all with the Flex Tail Tiny Pump 2. Each one of these pads comes with an inflation sack. The Trekology UL80, you have to buy that separately. For all of the others, it comes included in the pack. Personally speaking, I very, very rarely use them and I always inflate with the Flex Tail. One of the main challenges with the Amok is as soon as I remove this, it's going to deflate itself by quite a bit. So you have to be extremely quick at getting it off. Like that. You can see immediate design differences. You can see the Trekology has lateral baffles. I find this pad gives me a dead arm whenever I sleep on it. The next pad up is the OneTigris Obsidian. This pad you'll see is made up of lots of hexagonal baffles. Each one of these baffles gives you independent suspension when you're lying on it. I find this to be an incredibly comfortable pad. What I would say about this pad, it's thin and I've had some issues with puncturing. I've had to puncture repair this pad an awful lot. I may even overlay some video of me attempting to do it. One of these pads I've actually returned back to Obsidian and they've sent me a replacement pad. Next up, we've got the Amok Fjöl. I've got no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This pad has a very high R rating and is extremely comfortable. I've only spent 2 nights on it so far, but each of those has been fine. It's a very heavy pad, weighing in at over 1 kilogram in weight. Next up, we've got the Therm-a-Rest NeoAir Topo Luxe. This pad I use for any winter trips. And because it's a Therm-a-Rest, it is also bomb-proof. You can treat these things incredibly harshly and they seem not to get any punctures. So this is a great pad for winter usage or for any multi-day trips. In terms of length, with all the pads lined up here, you can see that the UL80 and Obsidian are about the same. Slightly larger is the Therm-a-Rest, but the whopper is the Amok Fjöl. That is a very, very long sleeping pad. I'm 6 foot in height and I can tell you that I fit on all of these pads. The Fjöl XL I could probably got away with not using, but I bought the Amok drama hammock. You might see my other video of that. I'll link to it above. The Amok drama hammock I bought on eBay secondhand and the guy was selling an XL one. The XL does make it harder to get into it, but the pad itself is very long and is very comfortable. So which one should you go for? The honest answer is it depends on how much money you've got to spend. If you're just getting into backpacking and camping, definitely the Trekology UL80, you can't go far wrong. I've got, I think, 3 of these. I use them when I have guests. One of the main advantages is the slight baffles on either side to help stop you rolling off the pad in the night. It's not an issue that I personally have, but it's got that feature. So this is a good cheap pad to get you going. 30, 40 quid. It's way better than sleeping on a foam pad and it's a proper item. Next up, we've got the OneTigris Obsidian. This is by far the most comfortable sleeping pad that I've slept on. This is the one that I will always go to. When I do my wilderness trips, each time I've taken these pads. However, when I go on a wilderness trip and I know I'm spending 2 weeks with no concept of being able to resupply, and repairs in the field are very difficult, I always take a spare pad, and I always take the Therm-a-Rest because I know that that thing is bomb-proof. For the Amok Fjöl, I've done 2 nights on this. I don't feel like I'm able to comment on it, but it is a very comfortable pad. It's very quiet. But would I buy this if it wasn't to be paired with the hammock? No, I don't think it would. I don't think I would. At 1 kilogram, it's definitely way too heavy for any reasonable use. The Therm-a-Rest, though, if I'm backpacking and maybe I've got a multi-day hike that I'm doing in winter, that's probably the one that I'm going to take. If it's a 1 or 2 night, I'm going to take the Obsidian because I know that that's an extremely comfortable item, and if I get a problem with it, I can probably resolve it fairly quickly. Okay, if you're interested in seeing the Amok sleeping pad in action, check out my Drama in the Drama video that I recorded a couple of weeks ago. I'll link to that up here, and there'll be a link right at the end. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.